Last thing I want to talk about before we dig into the James Lindsay video, and this is actually kind of a serious thing. Did you guys hear this Macklemore thing? Now, I don't know who Macklemore is, other than I know that he makes music that I would never, ever, 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 ever normally listen to, because it's not my thing. I don't like hip hop at all. But he put out this song dedicated, I guess, to the Columbia kids, and it's all about the Columbia protests. And there's a very specific line in this song that I want people to listen for. It's at the beginning. And I want to know if you guys can pick out this line. Hint, hint, it's about private property. I want you to listen to the lyrics of this, and I'm going to make it big on the screen. And I want you guys to pick out the line that I picked out, okay?
You can pay off Meta, you can't pay off me. Politicians who... Yeah, the people, they won't leave. What is threatening about divesting and want a piece? The problem isn't the protests, it's what they're protesting. It goes against what our country is funding. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. When I was 7, I learned a lesson from Cuban Eazy-E. What was it again? Oh yeah, fuck the police. Actors and badges protecting property in a system that was designed by white supremacy.
There it is. Did you guys hear it? Actors in badges protecting private property in a system that was designed for white supremacy. James Lindsay wants to tell me that talking about how the left wants to abolish capitalism is child's play Marxism, and then Macklemore releases a song about the Columbia protests in which he literally calls the police the managers of private property. And as a reminder, capitalism is defined as private property ownership, and white supremacy is synonymous with capitalism. When he says the system that upholds white supremacy, he's talking about capitalism, mother effers. Let's listen again to that beautiful, beautiful part.
Palestine is free. When I was 7, I learned a lesson from Cuban Eazy-E. What was it again? Oh yeah, fuck the police. Actors and badges protecting property in a system that was designed by white supremacy.
A system that was designed by white supremacy is the same thing as saying whiteness means capitalism. The system that was designed by white supremacy is capitalism. That's because the left believes that capitalism, which is defined as private property ownership, created slavery in the United States, which is the ownership of people as private property. Slavery created systemic racism. The system designed by white supremacy, systemic racism. The system in systemic racism is capitalism, because capitalism is the system that upholds racial disparities by making it so that people have different amounts of private property, money, houses, whatever, based on whatever jobs, whatever generational wealth they have. And what the left wants to do is replace capitalism or private property ownership with equity, which would redistribute all those resources from each according to their ability, to each according to their need. It would literally get rid of generational inheritance. It would literally eventually get rid of money. That is ultimately their goal. They want to get rid of all money. They don't think they're going to need it anymore in their Marxist utopia. And James Lindsay wants to tell me and pretend when he's on Benjamin Boyce that talking about how the left wants to abolish capitalism is child's play Marxism, and no one really needs to know about that. Well, Macklemore and the 19 million people who have already listened to this song on Twitter beg to differ, James. It seems as though an awful lot of people don't know what they're hearing when Macklemore says that. In fact, let's just listen to it one more time, just to be sure.
What was it again? Oh yeah, fuck the police. Actors and badges protecting property in a system that was designed by white supremacy.
Actors in badges protecting property. The left believes the police are the managers of private property in a system designed by white supremacy means capitalism. That's what he's talking about. He's calling for the abolition of capitalism. Macklemore isn't smart enough to know this, by the way. He's just parroting talking points he's been given from other people. He's a useful idiot at best. He wants to engage in capitalism, but as a reminder, the Communist Manifesto quite literally gives the left permission to engage in capitalism as long as they are using that engagement and the profits derived thereof to overthrow the system. So technically what Macklemore's doing is okay. He's allowed to do this according to the Communist Manifesto. Anyway, Mac B says, I would like to thank James and his Gnosticism for helping me write my story last night. Suck on my Pulitzer Prize, James. I haven't had a chance to read that story yet, Mac B, but I do appreciate your work there. Anyway, I thought that was funny.